We all want to be better. We all want to learn new things so that we can be more productive at work, so we can be a better parent, so we can be a better person for the world. But the question is always, well, where can we learn from? Well, if you think of school, I teach in a high school, and we learn a lot of things. And the question is, once high school is finished, is it the end of it? And the answer is no. You want to be learning all your life. So, where can you actually learn if you're out of a school system? You could decide to go for an apprenticeship where you learn from somebody. You could decide to go to college where you want to have hands-on learning so you can be productive and contribute to the world. Or you could decide to go for higher education in university or other places. So the question is, if you decide not to go through these avenues, where can you learn from? Well, YouTube is a very good example where you can learn all kind of things in a free way. The other place that I love to go to learn is the library. The library is a great source of information. Now, I'm old school. I like the paper copy of a book. Nowadays, a lot of people use audiobooks to learn. I'm going to share with you a few books that have changed me. Books I've learned from that I think are important that could be important for you, but have been important for me. And hopefully you'll be able to find the beauty of that. You'll be able to have the link to those books, but before you go, don't forget to check the descriptions below. So let's see what are some of the books that have made the person I am right now to be able to better contribute to the world. One book that I like a lot is called Built to Serve. That's from Evan Carmichael. From this book, I have learned a lot about what is my why and also how to apply my why to contribute to a better world. Now, keep in mind that I've shared with you my 3 visions, which is to be there for my family and be the best parent I can, to be there for my health so I can be the best person for me, but also I want to be able to contribute to the world. And I have found those vision and better define them through Evan Carmichael with his book, Built to Serve. I'm going to share with you another book from Evan Carmichael, and it is Your One Word. So that book, it was probably one of the first book in the last few years that I've focused on to know what was my one word to help me guide my energy towards contribute to be a better contributor. And my one word, I've shared that with you several times, is learn. Because the more you learn, the better you can contribute to the world, and that is, I think, a key aspect. So these are great books. Do you want to read these books in one day? No. You pick a few pages a day, or a chapter a day. The idea is once you have a book that you like, that you enjoy, you want to be able to spend a bit of time every day so that you can actually become a better person. And keep in mind that Evan Carmichael is an entrepreneur. He has a YouTube channel for the last 10 years. And in his 2 books, I can quickly find information about his journey. And I'm learning through 10 years of experience. So I can fast track what I know, fast track my learning, fast track my success as well. Another book that I have enjoyed tremendously is a book from Peter Shaw. There you go. So it's a book from Peter Shaw, and it's the 4V. And I have enjoyed this simplicity of how to be a better leader through having a great vision, having values so that you can be, so that your integrity is there in what you do, that you add value to your surrounding, to your family, to yourself, so that you can create a better world. And the last one is vitality. And vitality is from your passion with what you are doing. I learned quite a bit from this one, and I think that is a good read for you. Another book, here they're not in order. I'm just having these. Okay, why not? Another book that I've learned quite a bit from is Asperger's Syndrome. Um, in many ways, I've learned, and this is a book from Toni Atwood. I've read this book many times. It helped me better understand who I am, understanding that there's all kind of personalities and ways of looking at the world and interpreting the world, and that has helped me better understand myself, but also find ways to better decode my surrounding, better be present for people around me. And I think for some, and I got to know more about this book through people I've met, through counselors I've had, and we always learn about ourselves. And this is a book that I've learned quite a bit, and that has helped me be the person I am today. Another book is a book called Leadership by John Maxwell. This one here, I would say, is a book I read a couple years ago, maybe a year and a half, maybe. And that book helped me to focus on creating the YouTube channels that I have right now. So I have the first one that I created, which was a video game one. So I was playing video games with my kids, and I said, well, let's see if we can post these videos online. So it was to bypass the fear of posting content on YouTube. My second video, which is going very strong, is called Apprenons en français, and it is a YouTube channel with videos about science for my science students. So that was allowing me to be going to produce content not within the four walls of school, but for the whole world. And that was quite amazing. And that led eventually, with the help of Evan Carmichael, to this channel with my name about learning, about success, and about leadership. And I think that I owe quite a bit to this book right here and to John Maxwell with his ideas on leadership. Another one that I liked, so to continue, that's another book that I've read quite a bit as well. It is called, let's see, An Intelligent Career. And the intelligent career, the way I interpret new ideas every time I go in it, is the fact that we all have a career. We all have an idea of what a career is, but we need at some point to go beyond what our workplace or our work is asking us to do. Sometimes we have a job and we would like to do more, but we don't know how. Sometimes we're passionate and we don't know how to bring forward our passion into what we do. And the idea here is, if you consider that you have a career, why not have an intelligent career? So to learn from within the system, but also gather information from outside the system to be able to contribute and be better for everybody within the workplace you are at, within the company you're working for, and within your life. And if it happens that your intelligent career leads you to new opportunities, all the better for you. But always keep in mind that we're aiming for better opportunities. How do we get better opportunities? We learn. Why do we learn? We learn to grow, have more success, and add value to what we contribute to the world. So that is a very good read as well. Another book, I have several books, but I could, from Tony Robbins. So this one is called Unshakable. It is a book that came after another book about the game of money, if I remember well. I enjoy the message from Tony because for him it's very down to earth. The idea is we know ourselves. We can be stressed about the outside world, financially or otherwise. But if you look at if you learn from people that have done things before you, you can always accelerate your success. So you don't have to spend 2, 5, 10, or 20 years to learn something. You can do it much faster through these books. So Tony Robbins in this one was talking about the fact that there's been ups and downs in the market, the stock market, and it always bounces back up. And the other thing he's saying is that you can't really time the market. So how do we do that? And he shares it in this book here. The main thing is you want to learn, you want to educate yourself, and you want to invest regularly. And the idea is if you don't try to time the market, it will be less stressful for you, and at the end you'll be able to get through. Another book that I've been reading, and that's the latest one with the Built to Serve with Evan Carmichael that I mentioned earlier. This one right here is Millionaire Success Habits. So this is from Dean Graziosi. I enjoy this gentleman because he is very down to earth as well. And he shares ideas, and it makes sense to me. And when it makes sense to me, I think that I have to listen to the little voice from these ideas that creates excitement. Now, can we all be millionaires? On paper, possibly. In theory, possibly. The question is, how do we get there? There are millionaires out there. And the question is, if they are millionaires, and they are very smart, and that we are very smart, how is that that we are not millionaires yet? And that is why I'm enjoying reading this book here. So that is the nonfiction that I've been enjoying. If you look behind me, you have several other books here. I've got, I read all kind of books about different things. I like Lord of the Rings for the ones that like the story, including The Hobbit. I also like the Divergent stories. It's for fiction for teenagers because I work in high school. So sometimes I see what they read and it's interesting. Harry Potter. Harry Potter has been also a very good series. A series of unfortunate events. That is a series of books that I've enjoyed tremendously as well. What is the homework for tonight, will you say? Well, the homework for tonight will be for you to find something to read. So I would like you to go into, you may have a library at home. You may have a few books that you've been wanting to read. It could be fiction, non-fiction. It could be a book that your kids are reading. It doesn't matter. What I want you to do is sit down and do some reading. And you can even read for your kids if you have kids. The idea here is appreciating the words and that you can learn from them. To learn from the world, to learn from feelings, from a non-fiction story. The idea here is you find a book and I want you to start reading. And I would like you to read 5 or 10 minutes a day for the next week or two. Then you see if you can increase it to maybe 15 minutes or 20 minutes a day. It's not very much, but every time you read a little bit, in learning something new, you'll be able to contribute even more to society. And that is what we're aiming for here. I will leave the link here to my playlist for my best life journey. I'll see you into one of these videos in a moment.